talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They don't know basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. We are here with you, and in this the final week of January. Sammy, can you believe it?
I can't believe it, man. I also can't believe my fucking Knicks lost two straight, two very winnable games, which really upset me.
Well, the Kings one did not on paper, but that one was they were less in it than the fucking Blazers game.
We were tired. Well, the Blazers game, we came back, and I don't know if you heard what Julius Randle said, that
I did not.
The ref said that they fucked up that call, and it should have been a foul on Julius Randle. That means we could have tied the game.
Wow. You heard from a player who said he heard the ref say that.
No, the ref said it to him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
It was a legit mistake.
I got to be honest with you. I almost texted you last night because I was about to throw on the late game. Like I was about to throw on the game on my little fucking bedroom TV. Because look, I can't be watching. I cannot watch late games on my couch. I end up every night fucking passed the fuck out, and I wake up. I do that. I wake up like a baby that's like confused at 4 a.m. every night because I was like, no, I can watch the last 4 minutes of fucking, Kings Hornets. I'll just stay up and watch the last. It's like, why not? And every time I fall asleep, so I was about to throw it on in my bedroom, but I had to figure out stream, I don't know, AirPlay, all this bullshit. And then I looked at the score, and the Knicks were down 20. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm just going to bed. I'm just going to
missed out on."
And I missed out.
It was a loss, but Emmanuel Quickley said, "I'm fucking here, NBA. You're put on notice, dropping 31 points on Damian Lillard."
That's right, one of the stoutest defenders in the league.
Well, Lillard had a good night. He really looked great. And Wally said he's the sixth best player in the league, which I'm like, I think there's a case to be made. He's 6 or 7.
Yeah, I would say, oof, that's hard because you like.
He put him before Luka.
LeBron, AD, Kawhi,
Freak, Durant. Those are 5.
5. I mean, Harden,
Embiid. It's tough.
Jokic. It's I don't
tough.
know.
It's tough.
He's definitely in that conversation after the Durant. Like the God tier is like Oh, I guess we just disrespected Steph Curry, which felt nice.
Damn. Yeah. No, we can't. Curry and Dame are in the same tier. You have to say. I think.
Yeah, I would certainly say so. To the chagrin of Hard Dick Harry listening right now and getting pissed off while he's producing the episode.
Sorry, Harry.
Sorry, Harry. The only Golden State Warriors fan we even sort of respect. Let's put that on the record. But yes, so that game was fucking. I definitely went back and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I woke up so I'm such a fucking loser. I woke up this morning and was like, "I wonder how the game." That's the first thing I check is the NBA app. That's when you're not getting pussy right now. You're just like, you know what, man? Yeah. That's when there's no woman in your life. You're like,
there's only one Quickley in your phone.
The NBA is my wife right now.
Yeah. Oh man.
I just literally woke up and watched the highlights. But yeah, Quickley was fucking unbelievable. And
amazing.
What's crazy is he had 31, his career high, which I think is already more than no disrespect to RJ, but RJ just had 30.
RJ is actually a year younger than him, though.
Oh, that's
which
nice.
is interesting. I mean,
cool.
a lot of people on RJ. He's very young.
I'm not shitting on RJ. I've been a believer, but a measured believer in RJ.
I just think his 3-point shot is trash, but his mid-range shot is real nice, and his attacking and finishing is next level.
Yeah, so. And I have always thought that RJ is the kind of guy that has a place on a contender, but he's not the first. I would argue he's not even the third guy, honestly.
Well, we'll see. He's 20, so let's not get carried away.
I'm just saying. I think for me, it's like third or fourth best guy, but a starter on a championship level. I mean, it also depends on the style of team you build around him. And you're right. He's 20. He can make a leap. And the kid, he's a real hard worker.
He's averaging 18 and 7. I mean, he's no joke.
I'm not saying he's bad, bro. I'm just saying
I got trash on the Knicks Click Instagram page. Because I said, now imagine if instead of Obi Toppin, we took Halliburton and we were set for the next fucking decade with Halliburton and Quickley. Yeah. And a lot of the fans on that page, active Knicks fans, a lot of losers like me.
Yeah.
They start saying, hell yeah. But then a lot of people are like, fuck you, Obi. He's still got a shot.
I love it. That's just the fucking, that's like fucking what you're with. Guys, if you want to have a nice time, go to those Instagram comments. It's like the internet version of just throwing a fucking like going to a fucking mental ward and throwing like fucking going and just like giving them fucking someone whose family has locked them away and just throwing Xanax on the floor at a rehab facility or something.
Yeah, but
like
I left my comment. I looked once and I left a little match. I flew it. The building, the mental ward exploded. I didn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, dude. Respect to you, just going in and starting shit and then leaving. That's good. That's good. That's the first step to recovery, Sam, is being the alpha fucking insane Knicks fan. So good for you.
Yeah, I'm in the cuckoo's nest, but I'm like Danny DeVito. I'm like one of the fun ones, you know?
You're absolutely, yeah. Listen, bro, I want you to fucking rip that AC out of the wall and throw it out the window and jump out at the end of the season, all right? I want you to fucking be running through those woods.
Oh, man. The thing is, that's Julius Randle getting to a contender. He just throws the fucking thing.
The thing is, you either end up the big Indian guy or you end up lobotomized. Like fucking and let's be honest, I gotta be honest, Sam. You right now, you're fucking Jack Nicholson with no brain left going, I think we're gonna be
Dolan is Louise Fletcher. Someone talks shit, they're like, lobotomize him. We're just like, oh.
Oh yeah, dude. Dolan's had a lot of guys. Dolan's had just trying to have Oakley lobotomized right now. But yes, anyway, that was it's really
we showed promise, and Randle is he's an all-star. It's safe to fucking put it to bed. He's an all-star.
You can't
he's a fucking all-star, baby.
Listen, you can't just give it. Okay, we'll talk about this later, but I want to say quickly, very impressed we have 31. And that what's really, really where his dick got exceptionally hard was 21 in the fourth quarter.
And you left out, he hit 6 straight free throws. He got fouled on 2 straight threes. He is already adept at getting under people's arms. That's what Harden does, and he's doing it.
He's good at drawing a 4-point play or getting fouled when he shoots. I don't know if he makes them necessarily, but he's really good at getting.
But he hits his free throws, so this dude gets to the line a lot. And I mean, he is going to be a bucket.
I love him, dude. He's great. He's
love
great.
him, dude.
And it's ridiculous that he doesn't start. And I think
he will. I think he's going to earn it.
Last night is how you earn it. The fucking starter, Tibbs sticks with the starter, and when you just like are out of ideas, you're getting creamed. You're like, all right, let's fucking put the bench in, see if they can earn something. And he textbook got an opportunity and just knocked it out of the park. So,
well, I know that Tibbs takes a lot of his coaching cues from Instagram mentions, and the people have been going crazy. So I think it's a matter of time. I really think that, between Mitch, who is looking just like so fun on defense, Julius, who is clearly a part of our future, a well-rounded beast, and Emmanuel Quickley and RJ, I think we're in a good place, and I'm feeling okay about it.
Okay, well, good for you, man. I don't know if clearly a part of the future when everyone you described, Mitch, RJ, and Julius can't hit a fucking 3. That's the problem. That's the biggest issue there.
I think RJ and Julius will continue to improve. And I think when you have the grittiness of this team is really where we stand out. So we'll see what we do, but I like where we're at right now. I don't know where all the pieces fall into place yet, but I know that we have a lot of attractive pieces, and I'm feeling good about it.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, man, what can I say?
I talk about the Knicks the way a New York realtor is like, look at this apartment.
Yeah. It's beautiful. The neighborhood is up and coming. There's 2 fucking guys fighting each other over fucking a sandwich outside.
Look how cozy it is in here.
It's cozy.
Cozy.
Yeah.
It's a cozy little studio.
It's a beautiful multi-ethnic neighborhood, and it's like a 2 Slavic countries that were in a civil war is like it's being a civil war from the 80s is spilling over into your fucking Queens neighborhood. I think you're out of your fucking mind. You always just take it a little
Yugoslavia.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of machetes late at night.
You always have to go one step too far is the reality. Is that you don't. It's like the Knicks are. It's nice, it's promising, whatever. But I don't know that. I think Mitch seems to want to stay here. He's also like that guy's had fucking 18.
He wants to be a
agents.
comedian, dude.
Yeah.
He wants to be a comedian. Where do you do comedy? New York City.
Oh, you think that's he's going to stay to do spots?
I think he wants to get into
He's
the,
like,
I think
Tibbs, can I just play the first half? I have a spot at the Grizzly Pair. I'm doing Mitchell Robinson doing a bringer, and just it's like everyone from the G League team is there. Everyone from the Westchester Knicks is there. You see a bunch of 6'8" black guys that are like
Kenny Wooden is just like, you got it, dude. You fucking got it. Yeah, dude. No, Mitch is he does want to break into the comedy world. So I do think it's something to look out to. Yeah. I've got it's the word on the street.
Word on the street. I love this. How is this sourced? Can I ask you?
I'll give you my source.
Okay.
All right. Michael Che told me that his agent hit him up to get on Weekend Update.
Wow. To get on he's just going straight to SNL.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson's like, fuck it, bro. Let me do 3 on SNL real fast. I got a great bit about how pussies smell bad sometimes. Every comedian is like, every open micer is the most vulgar guy you've ever heard in your life. Mitch Robinson is like, he's got act out. She's like, and I'm going to put a clothespin over my nose, and that will be me showing the woman's pussy smells bad. It's a bit of a
this week coming homage. Up, it's Mitchell Robinson with musical guest Adele. Stick around.
All right, okay. I love the word on the street.
That's the word on the street, but that's a confirmed word on the street. This is
the first ever sourced word on the street. This is you literally
I don't give away my sources normally, but I did this time just because you question the credibility of word on the street, not knowing how strong word on the street
is. This is literally the only time it's been
Amsterdamus.
Please suck my dick. Every other time you just read a fucking blog and call it word on the street. This is the first time you've actually done report. Use your connections.
We'll never know if that's true because it's just word in the street. So we can't confirm that is or not true. Right now, that is your word on the street against my word on the street.
Yeah. You know what? Word on the street, Sam is full of shit. That's another word on the street.
Word on the street, there might be some litigation coming your way. That sounds like defamation right there.
Anyway, so that was last night, Sammy, and by the way, we're recording this Monday 7th. Not that many great games were going on Monday night, so we decided let's record a little earlier. So we're basically recapping the weekend here on this pod. But last night was the quintessential loss that makes both of us happy. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's against a great team. The Knicks showed real fight. Promising.
Are they a great team? I mean,
I guess you're right.
Without
they're
CJ and Nurkic, I'll say this though. Enes Kanter's playing defense this year. Like I've watched him. He had a 5-block game I watched. Enes Kanter is at least trying, which is all you can ask for, really. Is he ever going to be like a great lateral back and forth guy? No. But, he plays D. Melo hit a couple big shots against us, which hurt.
By the way, you can ask for much more than just trying. This is not fucking rec league. It's like you're not playing with your friends on a Saturday morning. It's the fucking NBA. You're like, all I want is a guy that tries really hard. And if we lose every fucking game, who cares?
Well, no, but he is not I don't think he's a naturally skilled defender, is my point.
Yes, for sure. No, yes.
Like Derrick Jones Jr. is a naturally skilled defender, and he is a good defender.
Right.
But Enes is not. And
I unfortunately think that small sample size, and I just think over the course of a season, Enes is just going to be a fucking issue, and their depth is going to be an issue. And
I disagree because he's getting to a point in his career where I think he's not guaranteed a roster spot. He's made a lot of money in his career, but he's not guaranteed a roster spot with all these good bigs coming in the league. I think that's how he gets on a team is his defense. I think now.
Okay,
and his hustle.
Just because he needs to do it doesn't mean he's capable of it. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying it's like if a girl's like, look, you gotta get hard this time, and I'm like, I'm gonna try my hardest, ma'am, and I'm just really try. It's like it does not guarantee that it happens, Sam. I can tell you that unless I've popped. Well, unfortunately we don't have a dick.
Okay, but fine. Does this boner, if you get hard, does it get you like maybe $5 million?
Yeah, I guess that's true. If the woman was like, You have to get Harden. I'll give you $1 million. I'm figuring it out. I guess
you're gonna.
right.
That's my point. With
I'm getting one of those. I'm getting a Reebok pump in my nuts, and I'm turning one of my nuts into a Reebok pump, and I'm just fucking overextending my dick is bursting at the seams. It's just you can hear it.
Blows up and powder comes out. It's like, wow, you did not get hard. And your dick exploded.
Wiggles all over. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my foreskin is just like a balloon that's been popped, just going across the room.
That's why this is the best sports podcast. What other? I'm sorry, I love Zach Lowe. He's not working an Enes Kanter take into a foreskin take. That's
into a foreskin that's a popped balloon take. Anyway, yeah.
You won't get that shit on Woj, okay?
No, sir. Although it was cool that Woj earlier this year told a Republican to go fuck himself. That was
pretty cool.
Salute to Woj, because he seems like kind of a fucking nerd. And even his interview style is a little, even as far as like those guys go, he's a little stilted. But you can tell he's cool. He
had to be the best at what he did to get on ESPN.
100%.
Like that dude with his regular broadcasting skills. Like he's not Mike Breen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he's so good that it doesn't matter. It's almost like seeing a comic where you're like, this dude cannot perform at all.
Right.
The jokes are just that good.
The jokes are so good. Yeah.
He's Stephen Wright, dude.
How many autistic comics that cannot make eye contact? You're like, you're an entertainment? Just a guy who can't even look someone in the eyes and just like gets nervous. Like, you know, those guys that if someone heckles them, it's like their set is beyond ruined. They're just like, they can't even they're so off track. They can't even address another human being on the subway, let alone on stage. That is,
but I still kind of prefer that to the guy with no act who's like, "How's it going, bro ham?" And you're like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You've got nothing, but you've got social skills, and you can make it to the top.
A talented nerd way more than
for sure. And that's what Woj is. He's great. So
he's a talented nerd. I wonder, the next phase of our reporting, we have looked into which players get pussy. I'm trying to see, does Adrian Wojnarowski get pussy?
Because he's married.
Oh, he's married?
I would assume. I mean, I would assume,
but because the other guys talk about their personal lives a little bit, so I kind of know. Like, I know Lowe is married. I know Windhorse is married. I know Tim McMahon was divorced and is now married. I can put that together. I wonder if Tim McMahon had a little fucking slut phase. That guy
is Woj just a fucking low-key poon hound? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. My sources are saying I'm getting pussy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 4 different whores. My sources are saying I'm getting top at 11 p.m. from a girl I met on the train, and as soon as she leaves, I'm changing my sheets and fucking a different bitch that I met on Tinder.
Done deal. I just came. Ramona Shelbourne reporting that I also came again. Thank you, Ramona, for that
take. Yeah, Shams gets to fuck the girl right after Woj does. Shams is like, where were you? Where did you just were? She's like, don't worry about it. He's like, fuck. He's like, this is Woj's penis. I would know it anywhere. Shams gets a taste and is like, that's Woj's cock. That scent has been haunting me. Anyway, you know what? Shams probably, he's the youngest one. He's a good looking guy. I bet you Shams fucks. Yeah, that's our next phase.
This is a slow news week when Stav is like, I think Shams fucks. I think this is where we're at. Stav, like, there aren't really any good games on. We're so football averse, so we're like, well, we could talk about Brady. Instead, we're like, I wonder which analyst bust nuts the most.
I know that is a problem, is that so much of the sports landscape was dominated by football this week, and I don't want to fucking talk, especially because the Ravens are out of it. I'm not talking about it. But no, there were, okay, you know what? We went on a fun little tangent there, but there were some games of consequence that happened since our last episode, since the last Patreon that we did. By the way, go to fucking patreon.com/poddon'tlie for more talk about who fucks and who doesn't. But I liked, there was Embiid has been playing really fucking well. Boston, Philly, and again, no Tatum.
In a series, I think Philly could take him. Just due to
Absolutely.
that length, I think. But I think it's a close series. But I think Philly ultimately wins. Even with Tatum and Brown, I think Philly matches up with him very well.
Yeah, and I think, look, whatever you want to say about Ben Simmons, and he has not been fucking filling up the stat sheet, but at the same time, he is defense maybe as a wing defender, you could argue because of his youth, could be the best wing defender. And you got to throw a guy like that on somebody like Tatum. Although I got to tell you, bro, Brown has been looking so good.
He's incredible.
So this last game,
he's got a case for most improved as well this year.
This last game, Embiid had 38 and 11, right? Brown had 42. I mean, he was Tatum. He was playing like that. And it's just like those two together and just getting better at the same time. It's so fucking annoying because look, Danny Ainge has fucked up every advantage that he had after fleecing the Nets. I mean, really, if you look at it,
still drafted Tatum.
That's what I was going to say.
That was a fucking move.
But because of Tatum and Brown, which is like he's still. I mean, you have two guys at the most valuable position who are. You know, Brown is a better defender, but Tatum's not a slouch. But he's not.
He's good, but he's not. But
offensively, But offensively, he's.
Tatum's probably a step ahead of him offensively.
For sure.
But so Brown is right. But I would have said that last year for sure. But this year, Brown has shown that he can fill it up when he gets the opportunity. But I think Tatum has had some fat nutted moments in the playoffs on
already.
Your boy also.
I don't want to talk about that. I mean,
I have a question, though. I have a question about the Sixers.
Okay.
Name an all-star that gets more hate than Ben Simmons. Is it Paul George?
Paul George, because of personal, like in terms of just his game, who is more who
gets
all-star?
more shit? Who gets more shit than Ben Simmons? I think that's a fair question.
I think I can't really think of anyone because
he is and also a guy who is a elite defender who gets that much shit. Who was in the convo for Defensive Player of the Year last year? Who is that good? I guess Paul George is the only other guy who is also a great defender.
Yeah, Paul George. I mean, anyone that like has come up short in the big moments and like runs his mouth. But with Simmons, it's not even that. It's like there are really people that hate his fucking game. And I mean, I don't think it's going to help that when he's looking like a guy that is very valuable, but certainly not the kind of guy you don't trade for James Harden. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. It's just because of his context, he gets hated on because it's the Embiid Simmons thing. And it's like, oh, you got to trade one. And I feel like last year was more of a discussion, whereas now it's like, you definitely keep Embiid. And I've been hearing a lot of, which isn't unfair. This season, you've heard a lot of stuff that's like, well, has Simmons even improved since his fucking rookie year as offensively? Not really.
It's
not
crazy
really.
How long he's been in the league and he still doesn't really have a jump shot. To me, it's pretty because he's so good at everything else. You were a jump shot away from being just probably top 5, right? I mean,
offensively,
just no all around.
Just all around. Yeah, I mean, if Ben Simmons could shoot at all, yeah, he would. That's like a fucking scary player.
But then it's also you look at him now and you're like, he's probably not top 10 in the NBA.
No, not at all. No, for sure.
Right? Is he top 15?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, the guys we were naming before: LeBron, AD, KD, Harden, Giannis,
Greek,
Curry, Embiid.
Luka.
I would probably take Tatum over him. Luka, you know what I'm saying?
So we're like what, 9 or 10 now?
We're at 10 already.
Have we even said Jokic?
Haven't said Jokic. Then it's like
we haven't said Kawhi, have we?
Kawhi, Paul George, Dame. Did we say Dame?
We said Dame, yeah.
Oh, we said Dame.
But now we're like 12 or 13, right? I mean, do you take him or
Jimmy
Brown?
Butler?
Bam
Adebayo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Fair. Bam dropped 42 the other night.
Yeah, Bam.
In an L, but the Brooklyn got their first big 3 win, but he still dropped 42.
Kyrie, you know, and then you start getting to the point of like where do I guess we just named a bunch of guys.
Do you take him over? I mean, he does have defense a lot over Kyrie, but Kyrie is offensively just
I'm just saying that's when we start talking. It's like, and even then
fair.
it's
that's
like
15. That's 15 people.
And even then, I think you probably do because of how important offense is in this league. I think you might take. I think where it stops for me is Trae Young because he's so shitty on defense and so little. And
I think he hasn't even made the playoffs yet.
But then it's like, bro, how about this? How about Ja Morant?
I was going.
You know what I mean? Like, I would rather have Ja Morant. Like,
so you take Ja over Trae?
Oh, I would for sure.
Me too. I mean
Ja Morant over like Bradley Beal. We haven't said fucking Brad. Like, it's like there's a lot of guys, bro. Yeah. And then you get into the discussion of
Julius Randle. I mean,
yeah. Who would you rather have right now, Ben Simmons or Julius Randle?
I'm gonna stick with the girl that brought me to the dance.
Listen, your voice crack.
I'm gonna stick with.
This is like when your girlfriend's like, "Do you think she's hot?"
I'm on Team Julius, dude.
You're fucking out of your mind. You take
Team
Simmons.
Team Julius. He can hit a mid-range jump shot. Can Ben?
Yeah, I mean,
he's playing defense this year. Give Julius some fucking respect. Don't put any respect on my man Julius' name.
I'm sorry for saying I would take Ben Simmons over Julius Randle.
Apology accepted, but it doesn't mean you're right. Team Julius.
Anyway, so I do like the way I do like the way Philly's looking, and I have to say the other thing is with Doc. You know, he just
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell, yeah, Mitchell's been fucking balling. And I said he didn't play well. He wasn't playing well this season. I was wrong. I don't know what the fuck. I just haven't seen that much Jazz. I think
his numbers aren't what they always are, right? I think he's like a couple shades below maybe points.
But he's been balling. I would look at it again.
He's a great player.
So you know, I think
Jamal Murray or Ben Simmons right now. Who do you take?
I mean, it's all situational, and it's like, how much do you believe in bet? How much
would you do that trade straight up if you were Philly?
Oh wow, I think that's a really tough one. I don't think so, because you probably are trying. If you're doing that, if you're going to go offense for defense, you're probably trying to get Bradley Beal before you try and get Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Fuck. Karl Anthony Towns or Simmons. I'm curious where you stand on these guys now.
Towns, it's tough, and you know, this is going to be such a lost season for the fucking Wolves. By the way,
they're going to get another great pick. That's kind of
are they, dude?
Oh, that's right. The Warriors. God damn it.
It's top 3 protected, and I assumed if you're the worst. So I assumed I hadn't looked at the lottery for a while. Like I sort of knew that like, you know, teams. You know, clearly teams with better records have a better shot at getting the number 1 pick. I mean, we saw it with New Orleans. I mean, we just see it with people. That's why the Knicks got jumped a couple times. But I assumed if you were if you had the worst record, that you were guaranteed to be in the top 3. It's actually not true, bro. You have
there's only as of like a couple years ago, right? They're trying to eliminate.
So these new odds are, even if the Wolves get the absolute worst pick, the absolute worst record, they have a fucking, let me do this some quick fucking math here with my dumb ass. They have under 50% odds of keeping the pick.
I believe this happened because of the Sixers, if I'm not wrong.
It was
the trust the process.
It wasn't just the Sixers. Everyone was doing
a lot of teams,
it. But yeah, I think, and you know what? I have to say it sort of has worked. I mean, I think it stops the like end of season blatant
I don't want to
tanking.
root against my team. Like it seems stupid to be like, I hope we lose. Like it's your team.
I think it makes sense in like, I think it just does make sense mathematically. That's your best shot at getting like a fucking, you know,
it's also weird when,
generational
like pro athletes sort of like, you're like, throw the game. You're like, what?
Yeah. It's hard for those guys to try and lose.
You just put in weaker players, I guess, is what you do. But it's like fucking Major League or something.
But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that like, even if they are the worst team in the league,
yeah,
they have an over 50% chance at giving the Warriors their pick. And you know what? If you're the last team in the lottery, you have a 0.7% chance. So you know what I really want to happen for the Knicks? We lose in the fucking play-in game in a heartbreaker. We get the fucking 14th position in the lottery. We get a 0.7 chance at the number 1 pick. And then the Lord,
I knew you were going in.
The Lord fucking smiles upon us for not tanking, for doing what you want and trying to win with all our might.
I'm okay with that.
The basketball gods say you deserve it, New York.
You know what I want?
What's that?
I want a 1-8 matchup, Knicks versus Brooklyn, and I want the Knicks to go into Barclays and say, "Hey, KD, suck my nut, King Julius out." And I want Julius to drop 40, 15, and 12 in the first game. And then I want him to just fucking destroy them. The word on the street is that they're trying to pull a heist for JaVale McGee. And now Kevin Love's name is in the rumors for Brooklyn.
Kevin Love.
That's the word in the street. Check it. Look, Google it. Give it a goog.
Okay, so that one isn't word. So this is proving what word on the street actually is, which is Sam Googles things and says he's reported it.
The New York Post reports that the Nets are eyeing JaVale McGee with Kevin Love unlikely.
Okay.
And then my first thought was like, and yeah, Hoops Hype says Kevin Love makes absolutely no sense to Brooklyn. And of course it doesn't. Why would he be on? They don't need offense. They've got three of the best offensive players. They've got Joe Harris in the Kevin Love role. You don't need another
Imagine Kevin Love, Joe Harris, and the big three. Oh, hysterical. I mean, we could score on that team.
But they ain't missing a shot.
They won't. Yeah, that offense would be hysterical. That's a pure video game team. That's totally a pure video game team.
But what do you think about? I mean, JaVale McGee would be great for them. That's a great pickup.
Yeah, I would. There's a lot of teams I think that could use JaVale, dude. There's a lot of teams that
none more than Brooklyn, though, because you need depth behind DeAndre, or you start JaVale.
You probably start. I mean, DeAndre is not looking that great recently,
but he'd be good off the bench. I think.
I think those two guys together make a serviceable center. They
question.
They fucked up not trying to keep Jared Allen, but I don't think they could have.
No way. Yeah. No way. And Taurean Prince, best believe he made them realize they fucked up. He was on fire against them.
Yeah, and I mean you don't trade like the one guy who can sort of defend on the wing on that team, but
they need a wing defender badly. Yeah. That's really what they need. Like shit. I mean, we talked about it, but who would benefit more than them from like a PJ Tucker type?
Yeah, exactly. They should have gotten Tucker in the trade, but just to real quickly button up here on the lottery odds, Sam, as it stands, the Knicks actually have a lottery pick. Do you know why?
Why?
The Dallas Mavericks are the 14th. They're in the lottery right now. They have a worse record than us.
So we really got to root for them
We got to root for them to lose, brother.
Right, no, that's what I mean.
We need Luka to fucking have a nod. Listen, I don't want it to be long term, maybe like a broken finger, maybe some kind of I don't know what, maybe a mental breakdown. No.
How funny would it be if we had a lottery pick next year and it wasn't ours?
Dude, if Luka gets injured, damn, now we're really, and I don't wish anything. I don't wish any ill will towards anyone.
Well, we know KP's had struggles staying healthy.
But you know what? They're in Texas. Maybe there's a COVID outbreak. Maybe there's a bad COVID outbreak.
But then they just don't play.
Yeah, but maybe Luka's on a fucking respirator.
The fuck, dude. I'm not rooting for that. You're taking it too far.
All right, I'm sorry. What do you want him to tear his fucking ACL? Which one's better?
Okay. I don't know. I just don't want them to win.
Tragedy in the family.
Here's what I want to happen.
Here we go. Ready, Sam?
I want Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tragedy in the family.
Okay.
What? Okay. Somewhat Slovenia. There's a plane crash. But it's old people.
Now you're making this shit international.
They're gonna die anyway. Okay. Yeah. But guess what? It's the grandma that raised.
You sound like a conservative talking about COVID patients.
Yeah. If it gets the Knicks a lottery pick, and some old people have to die, they have to die. The Knicks economy has to be open.
So Slovenia had our 9/11 today, but the Knicks have gotten Jalen Suggs. It all worked out.
Fuck.
Dude, here's what I want to happen. Here's what I really want to happen. I want Tim Hardaway to say, "This is my team now." Yes. And Luka's like, "Well, I'm young. I guess you're right." And Tim Hardaway just jacks 35 shots a game from like he thinks he's Superman. He's like, I'm the guy, and he shoots them out of it. Yeah. That's what I want.
Anyway,
that's our player. I want him to really not pan out. That's
absolutely. I see it, brother. So that's what we can root for. Currently, the Knicks have a lottery pick in the late lottery, courtesy of the Dallas Mavericks.
Dude, maybe there's a shot they don't make it.
No, I mean, there is a shot, but to be fair,
they're not a great team. Like I know Luka and KP are great, but like
a lot of injuries, a lot of injuries, and it's just like, they've had COVID problems and a lot of injuries. So in the same way, like the Heat, like, are you scared for the Heat? Are you scared for the Mavs? This has been such a weird season where
the Heat made the finals last year. I think there's a difference.
But they've been complete. I mean, Jimmy Butler's been out for a month because of COVID. Tyler Hero has had like some kind of shoulder thing, I think.
Yeah.
Even like Myers Leonard's been out. So they have a lot of
but the only real injury for Dallas was KP, was it not? I mean, and then you've got
you have Dwight Powell's trying to come back early on an ACL.
Gotcha.
I think they've had other injuries.
Never a good idea. And then you've got it's funny, they've gotten like they got Willie Cauley-Stein and James Johnson out there. They have like fun looking players with like the blonde hair.
Visually a lot of nice stuff. Although James Johnson got a shape up. He's looking good. But
that dude will fuck you up, dude. He's like a black belt. He's a tough dude.
A family of karate guys is awesome. His whole family knows karate.
It's so funny. Like all the shit talkers in the NBA, no one popped shit to that dude on the court.
No chance. He wasn't even fucking playing. It's crazy how you can just do that. I mean, you look at these guys that weren't playing that are already. I mean, Batum. No one better than Batum is a better example. Who's been playing great, so good that it's like, I think he's still starting over your boy, dude. Which is kind of wild. Makes more sense.
Well, it just actually makes more sense for the offense because Batum, he defers more to
spot up shooter, and he's been
good spot up shooter, but he plays good D and he defers to Kawhi and PG, whereas Mook is just buckets off the bench. It just makes more sense for their.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You got one minimum guy and one guy you're paying like fucking 90 million or whatever the fuck they're paying.
But then their bench is really good because you've got Lou, Kennard, and Mook. So you've got buckets off them and Zubac. I mean, that's a deep team.
Yeah.
But who were we just talking about before this? Oh, the Mavs. What's something interesting about them? I'm not saying they're, James Johnson's not the player he was a few years ago, but they've Josh Richardson as well. These were guys that kind of started the Heat culture.
Interesting.
Obviously Dwayne Wade started it. You know what I mean? This new team, Pat Riley started it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But like when it kind of restarted and they became interesting again without those guys.
Although Johnson seemed like he was fighting the Heat culture for a little bit. Like he kept not missing weight and he kept like they rejuvenated his career. I'll say that the Heat culture fucking. I'm shot in his arm.
Those teams were always tough. Is my only point. Like
definitely.
they are still tough. I mean, Bam and Jimmy. Like Jimmy fit like a fucking glove, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Clippers a little bit because they have been fucking unbelievable. Like 7-game winning streak, and they have I think the best offense in the fucking NBA right now.
Kawhi is balling too.
Kawhi's playing out of his mind.
His last 4 games over 30.
Yeah, he's been
holy shit. I'm actually looking at the stats now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, dude. Their shooting is unbelievable.
The last 3 games over 30, rather. So yeah, he is balling.
Their 3-point shooting is like unsustainably good right now, but also Ty Lue is a fucking good coach, man, and they're running some interesting stuff.
He's kind of he might be the right fit for them. As great as Doc is, we give Doc a lot of respect despite the 3-1 thing. Ty Lue has managed egos very well. I mean, to win with the team he won with, obviously, some things had to fall their way, but he did win with LeBron and Kyrie, which like 2 different types of dudes, totally. 2 big egos. And that has been the problem in this locker room is egos.
Yeah. Egos and a little X's and O's. I mean, like their offense just is a little bit like better now. I mean, it's just, they're running some actual stuff.
But don't you think PG, it felt like there was some personnel issues. Like it felt like PG was not well liked in the locker room as well. I mean, like
Trez leaving helps. And also Doc seems like the kind of guy who's like above getting into that kind of shit.
Totally.
Whereas Ty Lue is like gotten, I think he is young enough where he's kind of adult and he knows he has to earn his respect. That's the other thing. There's really fucking, there's awesome like anecdotes of like, I don't remember who he was talking to. Maybe it was even LeBron, or maybe it was Kyrie or somebody that like questioned like some play calling he did. And he was like, how about I draw up the play and you run the fucking play? Like he's just Ty Lue telling his players to fuck off.
He also was a glue guy. He was a guy who got his minutes by playing great defense. Like obviously he was made famous by the Iverson step
Yeah.
over, but like he was on Iverson. Like he could play defense. You know what I mean? So that's how he had as long a career as he did, you know, whether it was with Washington or LA, you know, he was never a good offensive player, but he played his ass off on D.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you're playing against practice with Derek Fisher every day, like you're going to learn some things. That dude played D.
Yeah, for sure. And he is the kind of coach that famously, like they did this, they just run the same play. Like he likes his plays and they run the same plays until the team stops it. I mean, they did that. They would do that with the Cavs all the time. I mean, they fucked up the Raptors just running the same shit over. And you even saw that he's starting to do that with the Clippers.
Are the Raptors fucked?
Well, I think actually the Raptors, they're back to 7-9 and they had a big win this weekend over the Pacers. In the fucking,
they got the Pacers again tonight though, and they're down 10, so we'll see what happens there.
But they beat the Pacers to go 7-9, and they didn't have Lowry or Siakam, bro.
Boucher's been balling. Boucher has been balling for sure.
I think the Raptors are fine. I think they are like in that mix for like, you know, 6, 5, 7, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Maybe even 4, depending on how things break.
I don't know about that.
I mean, the fucking Pacers have come back down to earth. I mean, they're 9-7.
Well, they've lost Oladipo, and is LeVert's still not playing, right?
Yeah, so they traded Oladipo for LeVert, who is not playing. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's why they're not going to make 4. I don't think. Yeah, no, dude.
No, you're right.
I mean,
you're right because we get between Boston, Philly, the Bucks. That's 3.
The Nets.
Then the net. You're right. It's 5, 6, 7. You're right. I didn't think that through. All right, Jesus.
What?
Jesus, I fucked up. Anyway, but that was a good win for them.
Yeah, no, they have veterans and like,
you know who's fucked? You know who's really truly fucked? Just the Wizards, bro.
Yeah.
The Wizards played their first game back for I think 9 days. Russ looked horrible. A lot of turnovers, like 9 points. Bradley Beal, I watched a bit of the fucking press conference, dude. This guy is just
get him out of
there. He's not even mad. He's just sad, dude.
Well, he should be a much bigger star in the league because he's undeniably just a killer. Like he's got the goods, he's got the handles, he's got the jump shot, he's got the finishing ability, and no one fucking knows because he's on the Wizards.
Yeah.
No casual fans know who Bradley Beal is.
I think, not as many as they should, for sure.
As they should. Look, I'm not saying he's not like a no name. I'm saying he's great and should be known by more people.
No, you're correct. I mean, he missed the All-Star game last year, all this kind of shit.
Who could make a run for him though? I'm curious where he goes.
I mean, Philly is a logical, you know.
But then they'd have to give up Simmons, and I don't think they're doing that.
Dude, Embiid has looked that good. That's it. I mean, Embiid has looked. He's shooting 40 from 3 and 58%
I would
on
actually
mid-rangers.
feel bad for Simmons if he was traded for.
Oh my God, can you believe that?
I would feel.
Could you
bad
imagine Russ? You have to play with Russ for a year and a half. Brutal.
Well,
brutal.
But Beal with that team would be interesting. Do they have a point guard though? Who's their point guard?
I don't know. That's. I mean, I don't know who the point guard is. Shake Milton's been handling the ball some.
He's good. He's good.
He's been playing good. He's been playing good. But yeah, great name. But also that, you know, what happens to your defense? Then are you asking too much of Embiid, or because the load has been lightened on offense, can Embiid handle it? But he's
only
cooking on
12.9 points a game for Simmons. So weird.
Yeah.
He's shooting 52% from 3, but from the field for 20 from 3.
Yeah.
But he's got 8.9 boards, 8 assists, almost 2 steals, a block. I mean, he does do it all. You just wish he could give you a little more scoring, I think.
I mean, Draymond really is who he is. Let's be honest. He's like the next level Draymond at this point.
But no one noticed because his personality is so casual, and he's like he's a more skilled ball handler, and he's a better passer.
Better ball handler. I mean, Draymond's a great passer.
Great passer, but
he's
Ben
out of
Simmons
the post. Ben's more of a wing.
Is truly a point guard at heart, I think. He really has a point guard mentality where Draymond is a point forward.
Yeah.
He's a great passing forward.
That's true. And Draymond even guards centers, which is something I'm not even sure. I think Simmons is literally capable of.
But it's so much about demeanor because Draymond is not a great 3-point shooter, but he's so confident that you're like, I can't leave him open. You know?
Well, he had one good season and he timed it just right.
Right.
One good 3-point shooting season. But
if he's wide open, he'll hit it.
Although he had I think 2 years ago he was brutal.
He's only 23 from 3 this year. 23%.
Yeah, he's been bad.
4.6 points a game.
That's so funny.
But he's giving you 7 dimes and you know, and
the team is noticeably different.
No, that's why I love Draymond so much, because he's just like, he just does the little shit. I just love it, man.
Yeah.
And I love seeing him yell at Wiseman.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets him ejected in a Knicks victory.
In a Knicks victory. If only Draymond had smoked a little high quality CBD from our friends at CushyDreams.com. That's what they really need to do. When they see him when Steve Kerr sees him jawing at the refs, and he's already got one tech, Steve Kerr needs to get Draymond, call him over, call a timeout, and fucking fill up a bong with some high quality Cushy Dreams CBD. Because look, you can smoke it you can smoke it out of a joint. Sure. They have pre-rolls, which I love. They have them. Yeah. They have them. I'm a pre-roll guy.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
I recently saw they got a little pack of 0.5 grams, which I love. A new addition to the Cushy Dreams family. That's what Steve Kerr needs to do, because this product over at Cushy Dreams will relax you, will mellow you out. And you know what? I like to take it before bed. I like to smoke a little Cushy Dreams and watch some basketball.
Gets you a little high too. Gives you a little
buzzadillo, but nothing too crazy. And there's no hangover the next day. You're feeling incredible. They got it either in.
There is if you drink on it though. If you drink a lot of alcohol, you will. It won't just negate a hangover.
Yeah, you can't do heroin and smoke Cushy Dreams and not have any side effects.
No.
Yeah,
it's a bummer.
Unfortunately, that would be nice. They're working on a product where there's no you never face any repercussions for your actions as long as you're feeling the effects of Cushy Dreams, which would be nice. Start raw dogging while you're smoking a spliff of Cushy Dreams, and you're like, sorry, I'm busting inside, can't have a kid. But for the time being, what it does not do that. What it does do though, makes you feel incredible. Comes in either the pre-roll or a tin of 3.5 grams of the good shit.
My favorite are Peace and Relax. If you want to just mellow out, those I like Create too. Create's kind of fun too.
I'm a Peace and Relax guy. I'm a Dream guy.
I think Peace and Relax. Dream, I don't know.
Dream is nice. Hustle, if you're more of you want to get some shit done. So they got the different strains. They got the different little vibes for each one. And luckily for you, my friend, the listener to this beautiful podcast, if you want to smoke some of this delicious product, that's, by the way, lab tested, fucking grown. It's fucking the highest quality shit. All you have to do is go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com, and use promo code PODDON'T. That's PODDONT. And you get 20% off your order, you fucking little piggy. So go do that right now. Don't delay. Or we're going to fucking call you for a technical and eject you from this podcast like Draymond. Anyway, folks, so go get that. You know who else we really should it's taken us too long to get to, and we talk about him on the Patreon, but the fucking Jazz, man. We talked about him in the context of that horrible Shaq. Shaq in that horrible.
That clip was so great too. The Housewives clip.
Yeah. But the reality is, this is the fucking hottest team. The Clippers have 7 straight wins, and they're only the second hottest team because the Jazz have 8 in a row, which is fucking insane because they're 12-4. They started 4. They were 500, and then they fucking peeled off 8 fucking wins.
As you said though, I think on a previous podcast, the Nuggets and the Jazz historically start slow. I think Mike Conley is a big difference this year.
Well, that's what's going on.
A different dude.
And I was like, because again, so we need to this is not a podcast that watches as many games as actual analysts. So you know what? Yeah, maybe sometimes we're watching fucking, we're getting fucking high, whether it's on Cushy Dreams or regular weed, and we're watching a Martin Scorsese movie followed by Wall-E, followed by Bad Lieutenant. Maybe we had a triple feature and we missed out on basketball one day.
I broke out some Sexy Beast the other night. Ben King.
Dude, that's a good
flick.
I started that. I have to fucking finish it.
Oh, it's a good time.
I'm halfway in. I was having a nice time. So I haven't watched as much Jazz as I need to this year. So I went and kind of looked at their team. this team is basically the team we all thought they were going to be when they got Conley. Conley had that slump,
Right.
but they are shooting through like fucking.
And Bogdanovich, dude. I mean, they've got weapons.
Well, Bogdanovich actually has been he's been shooting sub 40%, which is crazy because he's going to bounce back.
No, but I just mean, has he not been playing either? I just looked it up.
He's had a little injuries and he's kind of struggled. He's actually struggled for them, but they are.
Yeah, but he's a good player. It's weird. I saw a clip of him just recently throwing down a fucking vicious dunk, which I did not expect.
They're shooting 47% from threes. That's fucking crazy.
Right.
And I think, and not only that,
Ingles is such a good shooter. It's crazy how good a shooter he is. Like,
yeah,
you give him, and
I'm sorry. I fucked that up. I'm looking at my wrong notes. They're shooting 47% of their shots. 47% of their shots are threes, which is and they are hitting at a high clip, but that's the difference in the offense is that they're not bogged down. They're like a super modern offense. You got Quinn Snyder, that evil looking fucker. He's got them playing
Green
like
Goblin looking motherfucker.
He's got them playing some fucking awesome basketball. And Conley, I think, has the best plus minus in the league right now, which is insane to think about.
Well, he's hitting the open shot now. His teardrop's always been money, and he plays D. Like he is having a bounce back year. But yeah, as you said, Mitchell having a great year, 40 from 3. Ingles is 42 from 3, which like what's crazy is that's not even like great for Ingles. He's that good a shooter.
Right.
Right. That's a dude that literally does like weird, like old man rec league shit where he'll do just like ball fakes and you're like, what? And then he'll just drain a 3 and you're like, what are you, like a fucking like gym coach? You know what I mean?
He's got an arthritic game. We can describe it as he's moving fucking slow as fuck. That man's got Bengay out the wazoo for sure after his games. But yeah, of the starters that take a lot of threes, the only one shooting less than 40% is Bogdanovich, and he's a fucking great shooter traditionally, and he's been dealing with injuries. So you have to expect he's going to pop up, and maybe the other guys come down a little bit, but not really. And you know who else? Jordan Clarkson's been fucking playing.
He's
great.
6th man of the year right now.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think right now there's even an argument. He is clearly the dude off the bench. He's averaging.
Yeah, well, Emmanuel Quickley, I think, is the.
Well, Quickley's going to be a starter in a minute.
Yeah,
so that's why he's
not
out.
gonna. You're right. He's going to be.
That's what you do. You think I would leave my fucking man hanging there? I love that dude.
So yeah, they are fucking.
Gobert's getting 3 blocks a game too. He's a shade under 3 blocks a game. Like he is a fucking beast still. He still gets you near 14 boards a game. And it's mostly dunks. I mean, he's a monster.
So that's my homework for this week. I'm gonna watch
about Favors.
Jazz.
Favors is looking good defensively. I was wrong.
Yeah,
fucking wrong.
I thought that I liked that signing a lot.
Sam Stradamus was off that time.
That's just one of the rare times.
It's very rare.
It's very, very rare. But yeah, I don't know. They are number 3 in the West right now, behind the Clippers and Lakers, who are tied. Although, actually, the Clippers, we were sucking them off and they are looking good. Apparently, I just saw a report, Paul George and Kawhi are in the fucking coronavirus protocol. Wow. So that could really fuck them. And I don't know much more.
It could get Mook his time to shine.
Your delusion carries over to the team.
But Mook, you were right. The sacrificial lamb that got us Emmanuel Quickley. So Mook, once a Knick, you're always a Knick. And I hope that when it's over, you come back. After that 4-year deal, I'd love him to come back.
That's a good way of saying it. Would you trade Julius for an even better Emmanuel Quickley?
Here's the problem. Julius is only 26 years old. Okay. He is not even in his prime yet. I think he will only get better. So for me, I think we can get those guys through the draft.
He can maybe be a bridge to maybe we can get his trade value even further up and trade higher on him. But at some point,
he's only getting better, dude. He is. I look at a guy like Zach Randolph and look at how well he aged and how he's not that different from Julius. He's kind of a below the rim bruiser, you know. And I think Julius has become such a great passer that he's guaranteed 20, 10, and 6 every night now. I mean, he is a guaranteed. I mean, those are great numbers.
They're great numbers. I just think,
but he's literally making dudes better now. Is the difference?
We don't have to fucking beat it into the ground. But if you think RJ and Mitch are going to stick around, then you're just in terms of like where you spend your money. you're not going to be able to pay those three. Like, that's not three types of guys you want to pay a ton because their games just don't really mesh. But anyway, we beat that point in the fucking ground. The other thing I want to say is the Nuggets are kind of clawing a little bit back. 2 nice wins over the Suns, and they're getting MPJ back. So I'm going to be watching.
MPJ's back.
Yeah. So I'm going to be my homework. My personal homework for this week is I'm going to watch Jazz and I'm going to watch more Nuggets. So I don't know.
Yeah, good call. I should do the same.
Anyway, other than that, the Heat, Butler, and who else? Fucking what was it? The guy who was on the Lakers?
Oh,
Bradley. Butler and Bradley are on their way back from coronavirus, which has fucked.
Bradley's had a weird run.
Weird run.
Missing out on that championship. I mean, he still gets a ring, right? But
he gets a ring for sure.
But it's just weird.
It's definitely weird. And especially because like the bubble proved to be incredibly fucking safe. Like he would have been better off playing in the bubble and staying out of this season if we're talking about like coronavirus scares. He got
Is that why he did it?
He did. Yeah, he's got a kid who has a fucking respiratory issue, so he stayed out of it. And now the poor guy got coronavirus, and he didn't get to play on a championship run. That's a brutal one. It's tough.
That's
one,
rough. That's rough.
For Avery. But you know, I'm interested. The problem is, dude, because of how many this season, there's always injuries, but this is like there's injuries plus there's corona. So I really don't feel like we know most of these teams. I have to be honest. Like you look at these teams and
good point.
We know the Lakers, we know the Clippers, but you know, the Blazers, unfortunately, we know them because they have injuries. It's not coronavirus for them. But like the Nuggets, the MPJ's been gone. Their whole rotation's been fucked up.
And we could watch MPJ take another leap in just a few months.
Absolutely.
So we really don't know. And MPJ could just be a better version of Jeremy Grant. So we'll see what
they're much different players.
They're different, but they both kind of can slide in at the 4. You know.
Defensively, I think he can be a much better Jeremy Grant on offense for sure.
Defensively,
Jeremy's just like. Jeremy Grant is the guy you put on LeBron. You know,
that was a tough loss, but I just mean like he slides.
And he's kind of balling. He's fucking. It's crazy. I mean, Detroit sucks dick.
The worst team in the league, aren't they?
Sucks dick currently. Yeah, they're 3-13. But Jeremy Grant's numbers have been fucking pretty good, and he's like playing like he's the fucking dude. He's averaging 24 and 6. I mean, that's fucking.
That's
crazy.
What he wanted, I guess. It's weird. Yeah. It's like you can have the same money on a winning team, but like you want to be the guy. I guess I get it.
Yeah.
What would you do if you were Jeremy Grant? Would you have taken the money and been the guy? Or would you take the money?
It depends on the city, because that's also a lifestyle choice. It's cool to be the man, but like
Denver or Detroit?
I'd live in Denver, dude. I'm smoking loud, getting my dick sucked with white girls with dreads. You know what I'm saying? My balls are smelling like patchouli.
We're trying to do different things in our lives.
Well, you want to be in fucking Detroit? You know what, though? Detroit, I'm over with my boy Tom Gores. We're hanging out at his casinos, and we're getting fucking pussy over there as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of good elements.
Like this is not how his agent pitched it to him. Do you want to get pussy from white girl with dreads, or do you want to get it with Tom Gores, who's a really cool owner? And Jeremy just goes, Gores, and he's like, done.
Yeah, but honestly, Jeremy Grant also has talked about he's like, he wanted to play in a black city for a black coach. So for him, that's another personal thing.
No, that makes sense. And it's also it's weird to just be playing with Blake because they're just, Blake the same position.
I love him so much. He's having a brutal season so far.
He might still be hurt.
I think he's probably a little hurt. He's upped his percentage. I think he had a couple bigger games, but he's at 12, 6 and 4, which, you're hoping, I was hoping, especially on this bad a team, to get Blake featured a little more, but that's also, you got to be pissed if you're Blake and it's like Jeremy Grant gets to be the fucking guy. Oh my God. Do we have our first Sam freezing of his new computer? What has Sam Morrill been doing? What kind of pornography has Sam been jacking off to? Oh, you're still here.
I'm still here.
You're still here, but you're static. You're static. So we can keep recording, but you just have the dumbest look on your face of all time. You're just like, all right, folks, we are back. We are back. Little technical difficulties. Sam was just had too much pornography on his computer.
I have not even broken this computer in.
Wow, you haven't jacked off.
No, well, I don't use the computer. Yeah,
You're a phone guy.
I haven't watched porn.
Or are you imagination?
I've been using imagination.
Wow, good for you, man.
I'm an analog boy in a digital
Respect,
world. Yeah.
respect. I just love the idea. Yeah, you're just looking at porno mags.
Old school. No, I have not watched on this new one because it's funny when you get a new one.
Yeah, you want to keep it. You want to keep.
Aaron
it
used to do a
clean.
bit about that. Hey, you keep the other one in the old one in the garage like a whore. You're like, you fucking whore.
Yeah. Oh wow. So who knows what's corrupted this computer? But
That's
anyway.
what really pisses me off when I didn't do anything wrong yet.
No, you didn't, my friend.
This is bullshit, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear it, but that's all right. We got most of the fucking episode. Let's finish up here. I was gonna quickly say that I'm a little worried about my boy Giannis, but we can save that for another episode. Let's finish up here with we had some other great reviews, which we've gotten some hilarious reviews. And if you leave a 5-star review, we will read it on the episode, provided it is pretty good and doesn't, isn't shitty or anything. Although I don't really vet them, so I don't know if that's I don't know. I shouldn't admit that. But
The first one is like deep Greek and kike face. I'm like, wait a second. What the hell, Stav?
Oh, sorry, those were my notes. This is from Just Arston. Stop making me think about the Knicks. I know Stav is trying. The other dude, though, constantly sneaking the Knicks into conversation. Maybe shtick, hard to tell. Regardless, bro, the Knicks fans don't even want to hear it. Props for the loyalty, but come on. We all know about your fantasy. Starks, Ewing, some lube, Coach Riley on the casting couch. Your future is not a championship. It's therapy. But I keep listening. This is what he says.
Well, look, I'm not going to say he's wrong. Like, I am in therapy. And yes, I've had some fantasies about the 90s Knicks. These are not untrue.
What happens if, you've thought more about what happened if Pat Riley stayed than if your biological father stayed in your life.
Damn. It's unfortunate how well you know me, Stav. You're in there deep. Damn, we got our soundbite.
I literally think about that all the time. Pat Riley built what we could have had here, but fucking dumb. That was one of many mistakes. The first of many mistakes from Dolan. Anyway,
the one difference is Pat Riley left and succeeded.
Yeah. Right. It would feel a lot better if he ran the franchise into the ground, but unfortunately.
Yes.
Here goes from E-Man Dev, who says, two of the greatest NBA scholars with world-renowned segments like Word on the Street. An insightful, well-researched, family-friendly NBA podcast. The only podcast that fuses NBA and male anatomy conversation so brilliantly. The perfect listen on a drive with young children in the car. We can't co-sign everything our friend E-Man has said, but thank you for the 5-star review.
I like
nonetheless.
I like it.
Richard M.
You know,
Holla.
some fucking poor family's going to read it. Like, we have been meaning to get into a new basketball podcast.
So how much asshole do you think Shams licks? And then like, some kid crying.
Dad just drives the car off a cliff. My ears.
This is from Richard M. Holla. Let's go Celtics, he says. Much like Marcus Smart, this pod is all about the intangibles that don't show up in the box scores. Sure, Stav's takes are garbage. Kyrie rules? ? Yes, bitch, he does rule.
Yeah, he does rule.
It's cool not to show up for work and get paid for it. Just come whenever you want. You would do it too if you could.
And also, he rolled in the Kobe jerseys tonight, looking pretty cool.
He looked good.
It looked good.
And Sam is the Jerome James of comedy. Woo.
Hey, guess what? Jerome James got a $30 million deal, dude. I'll take it. He also held his own against Tim Duncan in one playoff series.
There we go.
They lost, but
they lost.
Well.
Hey, I would take that contract for sure.
Another guy, Isaiah, really paid Jerome James and Jared Jeffrey. He made them rich.
But the bottom line is, if you were looking for the next gen analysis of NBA dongs and statistical breakdowns of NBA road beef, this is the show for you. Road beef. Jesus. Thank you, Rich. This is from Budge. He fucked it. I don't know. It's that good. As a lifelong Celtics fan, a lot of balls. You know what? Respect. Thank you. We don't respect you, your team, but game recognized game. Thank you for these 5 stars.
Yeah.
As a lifelong Celtics fan, I could be engorging myself on confirmation bias with Bill Simmons, but instead I take the hard road of listening to a delusional New Yorker compare Reggie Bullock's impact on the Knicks to Jason Tatum's on the Celtics. Really makes me appreciate what we have, even when the Knicks make us look like an AAU team. That's right.
Yeah, we did, motherfucker. Hope you enjoyed that beatdown.
Sam and Staff bring a lot of Boston hate, but their analysis on everything from penises to full-on sexual fantasies of the players, coaches, and owners makes it completely worth it. Thank you. You have nailed us again. Word on the street, it's good from Tech Jansen. An ongoing story of true friendship and brotherhood. Listen weekly as a portly Greek lad gently guides with his lanky Jewish pal off the ledge of New York Knicks aspirational delusions, sharing their love of basketball, fake weed, and homoerotic improv fan fiction about players and coaches. Truly, this is the sort of quality NBA content you will find nowhere else. Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate you.
This is from Sir Saint Piffington. A necessity, he says. The combined intellect of the Greek gobbler and Sam Stradamus is unmatched. These two gentlemen provide the insight of a high school gobbler. Yeah, I like that. I am the Greek gobbler. I'm gobbling up your mama's titties, bitch. These two gentlemen provide the insight of a high school peaker, but do it with the panache of Stephen B. Smith. Subscription is next to vaccination. That's correct. The awesome dude BB22 says, wow, I have never in my life took drugs. The closest thing to weed I've smoked is a CBD pre-roll from Cushy Dreams. However, listening to this podcast gives me the feeling this is what LSD, cocaine, or acid must feel like. 1 minute I'm hearing 2 educated men talking about basketball, and the next minute I'm slowly pulled into an insane scenario when someone is getting sucked off while another person is cucking. The seamlessness of these 2 ideas is a testament to how funny and talented these NBA analysts are. Also, it subs as a good Knicks podcast. That's right, brother. And that is true. So this is a pretty schizophrenic podcast. We will be talking about like plus minus numbers and then go full on into just like us wanting to fuck these men.
That's true. And our fantasies of you getting pegged by Nikola Jokic and me just dreaming of Kawhi's long fingers. The claw.
Long fingers, dude. Yeah. Oh, the claw grabbing you like a fucking stuffed animal in one of those toy machines. He's got you by the asshole, pulling you up.
And like that pink little stuffed bear, I'm helpless and I'm going wherever that claw takes me.
Anyway, folks, thank you for the reviews. Those are great as always. We appreciate it. Even if you don't want to be, even if you don't feel like writing something out, you just want to support the show, give us those 5 stars. But if you do, we will read it on the show. These have been pretty good. So thank you guys. Check out the Patreon. We will be back later in the week. And the season's picking up. And I really feel like in the next couple of weeks, it's taking longer. Usually we're getting close to the quarter mark, and the quarter mark is really when you can start to see what's going on a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, thank you guys, and we will be back soon. Talk to you. Bye.